I uploaded about the mind control. The third one wouldn't go up, and I found out why, because somebody else deleted it. I got to say this, I was making, before it uploaded, I guess, because of the names I put on there, and I don't know if this one will go. Terry Sawyer was someone I thought was a friend. He was a wrestler, and my sons used to watch him on TV, and I did too back in '79. And later, I met him when I was up on the Appalachian Trail, uh, and that was where I was having to live, to have a place to be, freezing and all that, and I've put that on other tapes. The reason I was putting, and I doubt this will go up because, ironically enough, I'm kept just about penniless. I can try to pay my rent and everything, and then have a few bucks over is not very few times I have a few bucks over. Let me say that. But Terry suddenly came up in September, and I know why he did it. It wasn't being a friend to me. There was another motive to it. So I'm not going to mention that on here. That would, but so he had the phone before I did. So he programmed it. So I guess he can control what I put on and don't. Just like he did my prior phone. So they've got me covered. I'm not going to make it out of this mess. I'm never going to be able to go home. That's wishful thinking on my part, and this all be told. But I want to go back and say this because I don't know now what I put on the other tapes. I started running this one to see why it didn't go up, and I saw. So Terry Sawyer, I met up on the Appalachian Trail back in '92 or probably '93. And so, because I was living up there, and I mean, if I tried to leave, I was run back to Roanoke. I was kept penniless and couldn't get a job anymore. And I'd bring out Larry Flint's Hustler magazine, where I ran in a campaign and told about mind control and stuff, so that people would understand why my jobs were shut down, and they would believe me. And then I found that they believed me enough, they were just afraid of it, and they didn't care. But back to Terry, he would come up on the trail, and I don't know. I thought he was trying to help me, but then you consider somebody's really trying to help you. All these people that have all this money, and mine was stolen from me by this country when they kidnapped me in '41. But they can't give me a penny back. I have to live and starve and don't have toilet tissue. So I'm not, I had to go and try to live. And I thought he was a halfway decent person. And he showed me the tapes of where he had um, wrestled. It was him. He still looked kind of the same, a little older, and he certainly knew all about wrestling, and I saw the videos of him he showed me. So it was, as far as I know, it was Terry Sawyer. He was gone for a while, and then he came back, back in '09 when I moved into Affordable Suites. The state trooper had taken me there. Wow, what a combination. And they tell me that's how they run me. They use chemicals, on me. Retired State Trooper Barton, his wife Linda was the one that they were, he was supposed to be a retired state trooper, but he and his wife were supposed to be hosts, and I was up at Roanoke Mountain National Campground off the parkway there, and I had paid, so that wasn't a problem. The problem was that very few people go up there, even though it's nice and pretty, but they were supposed to be hosts. And that night, I mean, it's me buying a tent, them destroying it, soaking it, sleeping bags they soak, I get a place to live, and I've explained that. They actually have the maintenance come in and rig the air conditioning, heating unit to where it puts out fumes that are deadly to me or would be to anybody. So it's been a living hell. They'd even come in and soak my linen in bed, and I wouldn't have the money to do my linen or even eat hardly. So I doubt seriously this one goes up. But Terry, over the years, he moved away a little bit, and then he came back. And the thing is, he had lost a lot of weight. But, well, I don't know so much if he lost weight. He had lost body mass. Like, he still looked like the wrestler when I'd seen him before. And now then he had lost that. And it was still the same person as far as I know. He just showed up at the door one day in '09 at Affordable Corporate Suites. And that's where he showed me, he'd never done that before. He showed me laminated ID, and I've been around enough that, as far as I'm concerned, they were legit. And one of them was he works uniform division for the National Park Service up in D.C., and the other ID he had was drug enforcement. Now then, someone, well, I'll just say this. I read this myself. I Googled it, and you can go to the library, too, and look it up. But Terry Sawyer, and there's several Terry Sawyers. I'm talking about the Terry Sawyer that I knew, the wrestler, was actually supposed to have died in Sacramento, California. And he's supposed to have a heart attack. Well, oh, God, you can't tell it. It's hell, really. Trying to tell it, and then, nobody's paid for any of their crimes. It leaves me battling and living a life that is so horrible, the pain and everything involved in it. But back to Terry out in California, he was supposed to have died of a heart attack, but there was something that was supposed to be induced to. They thought there was foul play. Either he was part of the drug deal or he was in drug enforcement. So here he's supposed to be dead according to history. Now I meet him up on the trail and off and on, and that was since '93, and now then it's, well, I saw him right after he bought this phone, and I don't think he gave it to me. So he programmed it, and he probably deleted or deletes, or in essence, a friend of mine, I mean, ironically enough, I know that, well, people are naive if they don't think the FBI and their agencies or the police, law enforcement, it doesn't have to be national security. They can bug your phone, believe me. But anyway, Terry, when I look back, I could never get a place to live. When I finally got a few bucks on me, if I was doing companion aid and that's why I had to make a job if I could get that. Live-ins, oddly enough, they didn't put the chemicals in then, I guess because I was doing the live-in with an elderly, and it might have hurt them. But they've really put me through hell, and my body is deteriorated. So from the chemical, the inflammation it causes, and then the medicine I take to counteract that, hurts my kidneys and my veins. And I'm in bad shape right at the moment. But I want to get back to Terry. I thought, and remember when I came to Affordable, that was law enforcement for 17 months. And that's when Terry came back right after I moved in. Now, I look back and and I hope this doesn't go out, and I don't know if it'll go up or upload, or because the other one got messed up. But I'll try it again. But the thing is that Terry, the places, a few times he took me around. Like one time before I ever stayed at, well, one of the first times I stayed at Affordable, they've got a bunch of those places. Terry, I heard him call and make an appointment for me to be there and sit out an apartment. Well, we drove around a little bit and we went over there, and they had a sign on the door saying they were out. In other words, it, he really didn't try to help me at all.